Hello Capricorn, Happy New Year. This is your 2015 forecast. So this is going to be an exciting year. There's a lot moving into mutable signs, particularly later in the year. So we're going to have to get a little bit more adaptable at changing. But the good news is that we get the final square of Pluto in your sign square to Uranus coming up in March. So let me break this year down into the highlights for you. And just to say that at the end of the video there is a list of all these important aspects with the dates that I will be referring to during the video. So you'll have something to refer to afterwards. Let's start out with the first Mercury retrograde happening between January 22nd and February the 11th. And this Mercury is happening here in your second house of money in Aquarius. So this is going to be a time when you'll be reflecting on your finances, on how you make money, how you spend money, how you save money. It's also a good time to reflect on your talents, your gifts. Maybe you've got a writing talent that you've not really explored well enough. Maybe you could even learn a little bit of extra money on the side with your writing talent. This is just a good time to reflect on your finances, and then after February the 11th to start to take some actions. Between February 20th, yes, and March 17th, we've got Venus and Mars moving together. Now, Venus and Mars don't tend to move together a whole lot, usually maybe 4 to 6 weeks of the year. But this year, we're getting a real bonus because they're coming together lots of times, and I'll show you that as we go through the year. So initially, we've got Venus and Mars coming together in Aries in your 4th house. They're going to be joining this overtone of Uranus here. So this could be some good news about a move. Maybe you want to relocate. This could be good news about selling a house, finding a rental property, just something nice happening maybe with a family member. But a good time to make a move if you want to make a move. And also a good time for doing jobs around the house, getting lots done, but also making your home feel more beautiful, feel really good around you. And between February 24th and March the 9th, we've got a lovely aspect, which doesn't come up very often, which is a trine, whoopsie daisy, a trine between Jupiter and Uranus. This is a trine aspect, and this is a powerfully positive aspect, potentially bringing you a sudden windfall, or suddenly some money coming from someone else, or suddenly somebody wanting to help you. Could be a grant, a sponsorship, a deal coming through that you've been working on, but suddenly there's an inspiration, there's a new inspiration. Maybe you suddenly do make a move. You hadn't anticipated you were going to be moving, and you do move, and it all happens very quickly. But a deal, a financially positive deal, could come together for you very quickly during that trine. As I said, we've got this final pass of dear Pluto and Uranus, the square that I've been talking about for years. Pluto to Uranus here, between your 1st house and your 4th house. So really, it's the final pass these last 2 weeks in March, looking at have you really taken your power? Do you feel as though you're strong in your life now? Are there areas where you still feel a little bit weak or a little off balance? Because the Uranus energy always throwing you off balance at the bottom of your chart. But this Pluto energy saying, you know, if I wait and I'm patient, Pluto in your sign, patience, the Capricorn goat, eventually getting there, but not allowing yourself to be taken for a ride, not taking shortcuts, but being patient and knowing that if you keep your integrity and you keep honest and straight in all of your dealings, that all the good things that you've been waiting for will come to you. So it's coming, Capricorns, really it is. March 31st till the 11th of April, Venus and Mars coming together again. Yippee! In your 5th house, Capricorns. This is a boost. It's a boost to your romantic life. For those of you looking for a relationship, Venus and Mars here, just bringing somebody new, It could spice up an existing relationship. It's wonderful for those of you in business for yourself or thinking of getting into a business. This could bring a brand new idea, some money coming into you. It's also good for anything creative, any creative endeavour. You could be noticed, maybe something on YouTube or something you blog about that suddenly goes viral. This could happen with this Venus and Mars energy in your 5th house. You might find yourself working with children or young people and really enjoying the excitement of that. Or doing some sports, something exciting, taking a risk. It gives you an opportunity to take a risk and to have it pay off for you. And then we've got the next Mercury retrograde, May 18th until June the 11th. Mercury going into Gemini, into your 6th house here of work. So you will be reassessing your finances with the first Mercury retro, and then your work situation with the second Mercury retro. So time to look at, am I satisfied with my work? Is there some communication that needs to happen in the work area? Is there something that needs to change in the work area of some way? It's time to reflect on it and not to take action until Mercury goes direct. And it's a very good time for reflecting on your diet, on any vitamins or supplements you're taking, and to do maybe some more research about how to stay well, because there's going to be so many new inventions. What with this Jupiter-Uranus trine, new breakthroughs, new inventions that are going to be beneficial for all of us. And there may be something with your physical well-being that you can tap into during that Mercury retrograde. Between the 15th and 28th of June, we get another glorious trine aspect. Again, it hits again exactly Jupiter and Uranus, bringing new ideas, new inventions. You may come up with a new idea that's really potentially very money-making for you. You may move or take a trip somewhere that's life-changing for you. It's big stuff and it's exciting stuff, Capricorns. And we've got Saturn, of course, in this 12th house for a lot of the year, and only briefly between June 15th and September the 18th, it goes back again into this 11th house where it's been for the last 2.5, nearly 3 years. Just those 3 months. So what it's asking you is to look at your social circle again, one last time, and, you know, are the people in your life the people you want in your life? Are your relationships nourishing? And also your dreams and your wishes. Have you got an action plan, step by step, because you love to plan, Capricorns? It's asking you, have you got a plan in place to get to those dreams and wishes that you want for yourself and for the wider community? But for most of the year, certainly until June, and then from September until the end of December, until December of 2017, we've got Saturn in this 12th house for you. And so Capricorns, Saturn, before Saturn comes into your home sign, end of 2017, into your sign, which I think is going to be a really good time actually for the whole of humanity when finally Saturn comes home into its home sign. So don't fear that, my lovely Capricorns. But while it's in your 12th house, this is going to be a time of completions. Lots of completions in your life. Could be a completion of a course of study, could be a completion of a relationship, a completion of living in a particular place. Lots of completions. And it could also be a time where you just know that you've got to let go of things to make space for the new to come in. When Saturn comes into your sign and you start rebuilding your life anew and afresh again. And between July 25th and September 6th, we've got Venus ruling love and money, going retrograde. So Venus going retrograde initially in Virgo here from July 25th until the end of July. So here retrograde in your 9th house. Well, this means that you may be reflecting upon your education. What do I need to study? What do I need to learn? Be a good time for doing some research. Also a good time maybe to reflect upon a relationship. Yes, because when Venus is retrograde, it slows down those areas. So that's why we get frustrated during Mercury retrogrades, because it slows transportation, it slows communication. But it gives you an opportunity for a new perspective, which it's doing for your relationships. Then, during the whole of August and until the 6th of September, it's in this 8th house, giving you an opportunity to reflect on your finances, your money, your income, how you're using money, how you're saving money, where the money's going. Maybe to reflect on a joint partnership, to reflect on how you use resources, how effectively can you use them more effectively, get more money for your money, get more value for your money. And then on August the 8th, between August the 8th and September 24th, we've got Mars also joining the party here in this 8th house. So this is possibly going to mean that you really need to put some energy into something financial, maybe a project, maybe applying for a grant, maybe getting some investors on board with an idea that you've got. But there's all sorts of potential here for you, especially during those first 7 months of the year. Then August the 11th, Jupiter moves into your 9th house and stays there until September the 10th of 2016. So this Jupiter in your 9th house, this is a wonderful time for expanding your spiritual side, a wonderful time for going on important trips, for doing some traveling. It can certainly indicate a lot of travel coming to you towards this second part of the year. It's also a great time for learning, for expanding your education, and maybe for teaching and training others, coaching others, and sharing information that you love and enjoy with other people. And then from September 17th until October the 9th, we've got Mercury moving on again and retrograde into your 10th house. So Mercury retrograde in your 10th house here means time to reflect about your career, your life path, your life destiny. Is it going in the direction you want it to go in? Is there something that you need to share and communicate? All the Mercury retrogrades in air signs, it's definitely a time to reflect on what you uniquely have to share with the world. It's a time of sharing, time of thinking of ideas and then sharing those ideas, sharing the joy, sharing the injustices, sharing those things so that we can work together for the better world that we are definitely moving towards. I'm sure of it. Then from October the 8th to November the 8th, we've got Venus and Mars joining Jupiter here in this 9th house. Well, you might be going on a trip. You might start a romance with someone overseas, a long distance romance. You might be doing business overseas, training people all over the world. But certainly this is international. It's an international flavour, and I would really put out some feelers because something could be very profitable for you, very beneficial. But with Mars there, you need to take some actions, Capricorn. And finally, from November the 12th until December the 4th, we have got Venus and Mars moving on again. I told you they're coming together a lot into your 10th house of career. So this could be a new career opportunity, could be a new project that you start, could be a new direction that you take with your whole life path altogether. But it can be very exciting. I think there's just a lot of excitement, a lot of out there energy, particularly towards the end of the year. So Capricorns, there's a lot of mutable energy coming in, what with Saturn in Sag, what with Neptune already in Pisces, and the latter part of the year, Jupiter in Virgo. This is very mutable. We've had a lot of cardinal energy, so it's been lots of beginnings and doing this and that and the other, but now it's mutable. We've got to somehow fine-tune things. We've got to be ready to turn on a dime and change on a dime. And if we can get used to liking the changes and enjoying having the furniture moved around every day and sitting in a different place, then these changes will be very beneficial and they'll move your life along and forwards at a much quicker pace, and you'll get much more of what you're wanting and what everybody else is wanting as well. So I would love to share with you what 2015 is bringing for you and look at your personal chart. And thank you to those of you who comment, share, send me lovely emails. My goodness, I really appreciate hearing from you. Have a great 2015. Bye for now.